Hello, everyone. So, today I'm going to share with you a project we did in the mobile infra over the last year. But more than this, I'm going to talk about some of the most painful issues we have in the mobile and how we address them through a single project that changed the way that we bundle our app. Those issues might be shocking for the Fed and server developers here, and might be trivial for the mobile developers here, but I truly believe that in the next 20 minutes, each one of you can find inspiration to challenge your current methods and maybe achieve big improvements by changing them. Wait. Doesn't work? Yes, that's me. Okay, a little bit about myself. My name is Yoav. I used to be part of the mobile infra team, but actually 2 weeks ago, yes, 2 weeks ago, I moved to be a team lead in the Pro Gallery, but thanks. But in this presentation, I'm wearing the mobile hat. And the first thing I want to say about mobile is that mobile development is not a walk in the park. And before I'm going over all the issues that we have in the mobile, I want you to focus on one difference between the mobile and the Fed. In the mobile, all the code we have in Wix, all the libraries that we use are bundled together and delivered to the user as a single piece. All the code in Wix, one bundle. And what are the consequences of this? First, let's focus on the release process. The entire app is released together. Once in a week, we have something called release cycle, where we take all the new modules and release a new version. Let's take a model, for example, like bookings, and say only booking was changed. Still, we have to build the entire app from the beginning. And after this release process is done, we still have to wait to the App Store and Google Play 2 or 3 more days in order to approve our app. The next issue is about the build time. And from the same reason, we have to bundle the entire app every time. Only one module will change, bundle it from the beginning. That also means that if we want to run the app locally, it is almost impossible. What we do is we have a module environment and we take a subset of the modules and run it with them, but if we want to run the entire app together, it is impossible. Before I'm talking about the next issue, I want to say something. For many years, the Wix culture was to give each company as much freedom as possible, which is good for a lot of reasons. But if you want to create a small and efficient app, maybe all the modules have to follow some rules. Because if we don't follow some rules, we have a lot of duplicate dependencies. We had something like 5 different versions of Lodash in our app. And all those versions and their dependencies are getting to the client at the end. We also have a lot of redundant dependencies, like 4 different libraries that just generate UUID for you. The last issue is about the dependency stability. Here you can see dependencies section in the package JSON, and let's focus on Loader, for example. You have the card sign 4.17.21. It means that you're going to get major version 4 and at least the specified version. But you might get a different version in your own environment and in the app environment. So maybe you have a bug in the app environment that you can't reproduce in your own environment. Okay, now that we understand all the issues that we have, all of them caused by the same reason that we have one bundle. What can we do? Maybe instead of having one bundle, we can have a lot of small bundles communicate with each other. One bundle for each module, one bundle for all the dependencies that we need. And that's it. A lot of small package bundles. And what do we get? We can reduce the app build time, because if the all modules are already bundled in the module build, when we want to build the app, we can take all those bundles and combine them together like Lego parts. We don't need to bundle the app. We can have stable dependencies in all environments. We have one bundle that exports all the dependencies we need. And if we have the same version of this bundle in our environment and in the app environment, we are going to get the same versions of dependencies. We can decrease the bundle size. Now in this bundle, we have only one version of Lodash, and we can also start removing those redundant dependencies. And the most exciting thing is code push, which is the new way we release code to the user, and I'm going to elaborate it more later. So now let's get a little bit more technical and understand what is a bundle and a bundler. A bundler is a development tool that combines JavaScript files into one. What does it mean? You can work in your own environment. You have a lot of files, you have a lot of directories. You don't need to worry about name conflicts. And the bundler takes all those files, combines them together into one executable file that's served to the client. So you don't need to worry about all those files. The client doesn't have to fetch a lot of files, so the bundler is like the bridge between the developer and the client. Examples for bundlers are Webpack, ESBuild, and Metro Bundler, which is the bundler that we use in React Native. Let's see the bundling process. This is a simplification of the process, but it's what I want you to understand now. You have an entry file, which is mostly the main property in the package.json. You go to this file, add it to the bundle, and if you see a require of some file or some lib, you're going to this file, add it to the bundle as well, and keep traversing this process till you don't find any more new require. So that's the process. If in the entry file you have only console log or some local function, this will be your bundle. So how it works in Wix? In the past, we had one bundle contains all the modules and all the dependencies. Now, with package bundle, the process is split to 3 different phases: build, inject, and load. We build the package bundle in the modules UI. When we want to create the app, we inject all those package bundles to the app. Inject means copy. We just take those bundles and copy them to the app, and in the app initialization, we load those package bundles, so now this code is running. That's it. So I believe some of you might ask, like, is it that simple? Why didn't you do it before? Why did you wait 10 years? So I want you to understand the main challenge. If you just want to load an isolated code, like console log, all good. It's pretty much like eval, just load the code. The issue is the communication between different bundles. Because as I explained before, when I want to require your code, I'm adding it to my bundle. But now our code is placed in different bundles, and we want to make this communication. So how do we do it? And the secret for the communication is the global object. There is one thing that's shared between different bundles, and it's the global object. So we can replace import with global call expression, and replace export with global assignment. For example, if you have import from Lodash, now I'm taking Lodash from the global. And in the same way, if I want to export my module, now I'm assigning my module on the global. But now you might ask me, like, how are you planning to do it? It's like you can't ask 100 module to change their code from import and export to global, right? And there are also some libraries that you don't control. How are you planning to do this migration? So I'm not doing the migration. I'm using Bubble. What is Bubble? Bubble plugins are extensions that allow you to transform JavaScript code. You have a source code, and during the bundling process, Bubble goes over this code and transform it. Originally, Bubble was created in order to translate modern JavaScript to older browser. So if you want to write your code with ES6, and you have a browser that supports only ES5, Bubble takes this ES6 code and transforms it to be ES5 supported. But you can do any kind of transformation with Bubble. You can do almost anything. Let's see the implementation. This slide, it's not so important. I just want to say that it's really easy to make Bubble plugin. Here you can see export default declaration, which is Bubble handler, and that way I'm taking the module name and replace it with global call expression. And in the same way, in the call expression, I'm taking the package name we import and replace it with global assignment. Okay, so now we are getting to the highlight of this presentation. What is code push? Code push is the ability to send new code to the user without releasing a new version to the stores. And let's be honest, we didn't invent code push. Microsoft also has a product named Code Push that lets you to deliver new code to the user using a simple API call. The issue is that when we had 100 megabyte of bundle, we couldn't fetch 100 megabyte of bundle. But now, when our app is splitted to a lot of small bundles, each one of them is only 1 megabyte, we can fetch this bundle easily. Booking will change, no problem. Fetch the new bundle of booking and replace it in the client device of the user. So let's see the release cycle in the past. In the past, all modules are released together. Release was done from the App Store and Google Play. If you want to make a gradual rollout, it's gradual rollout for the entire app together. No hotfixes. You have a bug, we have to create a new version from the beginning. But now, with Code Push, all modules released independently. The release is done by a simple API call. You want to make a gradual rollout? It's gradual rollout for each module independently. And you have a bug? Not an issue. Just make an hotfix, and in a few seconds, this code will be in the user. So now let's see a quick demo that demonstrates the huge improvement that we achieved in this project. In the left, you see the client. The client goes to the screen and he has a bug. And in the right, the developers go to the dev portal, pretty much like it does in the web, release a new version, and now the client fetch a new version on the background. So the next time the user enters the app, the bug is fixed. Woo! Okay. So before I leave, I want to emphasize my main message here, which is that even though our process is working, we might still be able to do much better than this. And the best way to do it is to feed your ad with new ideas from different fields that might inspire you in the future. Thank you very much.